Hi angels, welcome to Earth Angel Energy. I'm the Earth Angel, and today I'm bringing you another pick a card reading, and today's topic is, why do people fall in love with you? And I have 3 piles for you. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So go ahead and take a second, see which pile resonates with you. We can go ahead and get started. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose the first pile, then this is your reason on why do people fall in love with you. And I'm seeing right away people definitely do fall in love with you. There's a big disparity though with where people feel like you are in terms of where you are in life, your energy, and where they feel they are in life. So I think there's a sense of people immediately being captivated by how well you seem to be doing, how advanced you seem to be in life, how loving and warm you are. You seem very loving, you seem very warm. You definitely are the kind of person who makes people feel at ease, you make people feel like family. There's a sense here of if people are connected to you, they feel like they'll be part of something beautiful. You bring a beautiful, warm, loving, healing energy here too. With Empress in reverse, I'm also saying that you could be the kind of person who doesn't necessarily put on airs. So you're not like a snobby individual, you're not a judgmental individual at all. But with the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, you could typically encounter people when they're usually not in a great place. And there's a sense of wonder here when they meet you. I do also think too that even if you are an attractive person, you're definitely very beautiful on the inside. You have a beautiful personality and a beautiful way of being that I think sometimes people don't really expect just by looking at you. Now, with the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, and I got this similar energy in all 3 piles, so I think this applies to all 3 piles, that you could also be the kind of person where people really fall in love with you after they've met you, or after they've connected with you, or after their time with you or their season of life with you is over. I think that can actually be very, very, very difficult for people. You definitely give me the energy of the one that got away. Like, it's very much after the fact, and it could even be after people like sabotage the situation. With the Empress in reverse, I do think that God protects you in a lot of ways, and even will sometimes hide fully. I'm getting a big spiritual inheritance here. So I think for a lot of you, you're going to be very happy and very successful in your future. But I feel like God does like to kind of test the discernment and the quality of people who come into your life before he fully reveals to them everything he has in store for you. And honestly, I think a lot of people fail that test. A lot of people fail that test. I think you have a lot of people from your past who at this point in your life are really realizing how far you're going to go and what a great potential partner or potential connection you are. But I feel like they didn't treat you that way in the past. There's a lot of people who are like feeling very defeated, feeling really, really, I'm getting a lot of depression, honestly. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of people who really think of you as the one that got away. But there's also a sense here of you being very happy and content in your life right now, and not, I just heard no second chances. Yeah, there's a lot of people who just watch you in this way. Wow, the High Priestess. They also fall in love with you too. I think you have a very powerful energy. You're also somewhat private. There's like a mystery to you as well. Let's see. What else? Why do people love my pile 1? 9 of Pentacles. You're also very independent, very self-sufficient here. But you still have a lightness about you as well. Something very prosperous about you. I think that's also why God is like protecting you from these people. Because part of, I guess, the reason why they have such... There's definitely love here, but it's more so falling in love with what they think their life could be like by being with you. For some of you, once again, you look really good. You're very successful. You're moving up in the world. You're very blessed. You're very favored. And I think that's why God protects you from these people. Yeah, like, God, I'll be honest, especially if you have a strong relationship with God, and I'll say increasingly more and more, I definitely do these readings for the general I guess the general public, whoever watches my videos. But I will kind of tell you all, increasingly, these readings are only really applicable to those who have a relationship with God, the one God, and his son, Jesus Christ. Like, it's really only seeming to be applicable to that family. So I feel like I just have to be transparent in saying that because it's coming through in every single reading. But yeah, wow. And there's a sense here, number one, you being very balanced, very loving, very healing, very fair. But with the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Emperor, I feel like because you have a good relationship with God, he's just not gonna let people who have bad intentions stay in your life here. Yeah, like, he will definitely sweep them right out of the way because there's a lot of big rewards coming in for you. A beautiful life. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Star, the Temperance, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, like, happiness here. But there's a sense of, and especially too with the Empress being in reverse, with all this energy around her, this Empress is going to be upright, and with the Emperor here. It's like God hid your Empress energy to see who could really see the important things. Because I'm seeing a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, pile one is actually so attractive. They're so successful. They keep moving up in the world. Like, I loved them. Like, I feel like you've always had these qualities. But I feel like God definitely wanted to see who the more superficial, shallow individuals were. And he saw who they were. And they're out of your life. With the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Emperor, there's a lot of people who do fall in love with you, but not necessarily with the purest intentions. And God will definitely just sweep them out of your life here. But if these people hurt you in some way, that's not where the story ends. I'll definitely say this, and we've been getting this a lot, especially in the readings, the past few readings, where God really doesn't like when people hurt you. Like, he really, really, really does not like it, and he doesn't let people get away with it. And Ten of Swords, he does not let people get away with it. Wow, Ace of Pentacles. Wow, Eight of Pentacles here. But if people don't hurt you, if people do reciprocate that beautiful energy, he blesses them too. So especially the good people you have in your life, you'll see that they're being blessed as well. I feel like there's definitely kind of two camps here where people fall in love with you and they treat you with love, they treat you with respect, and they're also shown that same love. It's a beautiful reciprocal energy. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, I definitely see that people, there's just an energy of love around you, and I think people can kind of, I'm almost getting like a mist, a loving mist, that when people fall into it, they just kind of get overtaken here. It's very intoxicating, and you're very attractive too, I'll be honest as well. I think that's another reason why people fall in love with you, is you have these beautiful inner qualities. You're also very, very attractive. You could also continue to be like working on yourself, elevating yourself in a lot of different ways. Wow, the Death card here. And you're constantly transforming, constantly changing. I feel like you're also not afraid to lose people or end situations because you know there's better out there for you. Yeah, the Sun. And you're just a happy person. I feel like it's a very infectious energy. I'll be honest too, I think, especially too, if you have a good relationship with God, a lot of times you will walk around as a bit of a litmus test, where God will give you certain attributes and see how people treat you. And it's a good way to see what kind of people or what kind of person someone really is. If you're very attractive, if you have a lot to offer, if you're very giving, if you're very loving, it's a great test to see how people really are. And I think for you in general, God is very pleased with the way that you've behaved, with the way that you've treated people. No one's perfect, but I feel like in general, you're a very loving and kind, genuine person. I also think you're giving me the energy of someone highly, highly attractive, but you don't give me the energy of someone who's like super arrogant about that. And God really loves that, and he's going to continue to bless you for that. Ten of Pentacles. Why do people love you? Because you're the whole package. You're beautiful, you're loving, you're kind, you're healing, you're supportive. And because you've been able to vibrate in this energy, and I also think because you've had this like very strong faith in God, especially if you've loved someone but you've had to let them go, or if you've wanted something but you've had to let them go, you've had that faith and that understanding. And I feel like for a lot of you, especially if you've developed this relationship with God, I just heard you don't get angry at God anymore. Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Sorry, because I think he just wants you to know. And I always also encourage you, you know, don't look at me as the conduit to speak to God. You can speak to God. Anyone can speak to God. So don't think that I'm just like this singular channel. I'm one of many. But I'm feeling it now. He's so grateful. He's so happy that you're not angry with him anymore, because he loves you. And I think you have this beautiful, elevated understanding of why things happen the way that they do. And I think that you're seeing it now. You're seeing why certain things had to end. You're seeing why certain things had to happen the way that they did. I feel like you're seeing the plan, you're seeing his vision, and you're trusting it, and it's working, and it'll continue to work. But beautiful energy. And so why do people love you? For all these reasons? But God also loves you for all of these reasons too. And he's going to continue to bless you because of that faithfulness and that love and that understanding and that trust. And if there's anyone in the universe that you should trust, it's the Most High. If there's no one else you can lean on, you can always lean on him. He knows that you know that. And he loves you very much. Especially because you love him too. Beautiful energy. That's what I have for you, Pile One. Wonderful, wonderful. So nice. That just felt like a warm hug. It was so beautiful. That's what I have for you, Pile One. And I just feel so warm all over. It's beautiful. That's what I have for you, Pile One. I do hope that resonated and hope that was helpful for you. Feel free to watch one of the other piles if you're curious. You can watch one of my other videos, or you can book a personal reading with me. But thank you so much, Pile One. And until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, Pile 2. So if you chose a second pile, then this is your reading on why do people fall in love with you. And I'm getting a very mysterious energy. One pattern that I was noticing in all three piles today was there's definitely quite a few people who fall in love with you after you've left their life, after they're disconnected from you. But there's a sense here of you really being very singular, standing out a lot here. You're very attractive right off the bat, but once again, very mysterious. I think your life experiences have led you to kind of be pretty protective of yourself, but it creates this mystery and this wonder and this elusiveness that people find very, very attractive here. Especially if people feel like they don't get to access you completely. There's a strong sense here of people falling in love with you for that. I don't know if some of you with the world here, if you like post on social media, or if you have some sort of presence. It even, once it could just be like your social media, but people actually do fall in love with you this way as well. There's something very temperate, very balanced. You make people feel very secure. There's something about you where you're really like unshakable here. Let's get some more. It's like the confidence that you instill in people and the peace that you instill in people. 10 of Swords here as well. Whoa, okay, random. I kind of... with the 10 of Swords, if you have ever kind of spoken to someone in a more harsh manner, not necessarily mean, but just more harshly, you actually made this person fall in love with you, just so you know. Like if you've ever kind of read some... I just heard if you've read somebody... Wow, the Tower and the Moon. Wow, the Tower, the Justice, and the Emperor. You have a powerful energy. But I'll say this too, there's some sort of dichotomy in the energy here. I think you have a big balance of masculine and feminine that people find very attractive and do fall in love with. But even here, so we have no cups except for the balance here. And if you notice, the cups are kind of pouring into each other. I feel like a lot of people fall in love with you but don't want you to know, or don't want to tell you, or have a hard time even fully identifying or understanding the feeling. Wow. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like that's going to be changing though, Pile 2. Ooh, message. Whoa. You're going to have some people who definitely open up and reveal their feelings to you, just so you know. 4 of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles. Whoa. Pile 2 for you, there's a big change in your energy and a big change on what's going to be coming in for you. I feel like in the past, I'll be honest, and it's unfortunate, but this does happen. I think especially I feel like you were kind of in a transformative phase where God and the divine were kind of protecting you from a lot of love energy, simply because it was going to disrupt your journey and what you needed to be working on during that phase. I feel like it's almost reminding me of if you're like in college or in school in a very rigorous program, and a lot of people will forego romantic relationships so they can focus on study. It's kind of giving me that. And I feel like you've graduated. I heard at the top of your class, whatever it is, in life improvement and spiritual practice. And now you're ready to kind of get out there in the world. And I think you're going to be very surprised by how many options you really have, or how much people will really start to come at you in a much more loving and open energy. The Fool. So Pile 2, you could have even been like, I don't know if that many people fall in love with me, or I don't know if people love me. Get ready. Get ready. The Star. Get ready. The Moon, you have no idea. The Lovers, the Star. You have no idea. I have the 10 of Cups peeking out. King of Cups. I think, and this is another thing, and I was getting it in Pile 3 as well too, so Pile 3 might resonate for you as well, Pile 2. But I like to talk about energy and kind of the intuitive information that I get about how energy works, and I feel like it's really applied a lot in my life as well. Message. But when you go a long time without receiving love, or with having love being blocked, or losing love, and especially too if you can maintain a sense of gratitude and balance and peace in that energy, that lack of love, it's like a vortex. It's like a well or a chasm that gets wider and wider. And especially for some of you, if you've gone without real, true, genuine, reciprocated love for a long time, but you've maintained a positive energy in that, all it does is increase the capacity for love. And one day when that dam breaks, you're going to have a huge well to be able to fill up with. So I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, there's someone who doesn't have any spiritual lessons to learn, and the first person they fall in love with, that person falls in love with them. The expanse and the space for love in their life and in their energy stays in that small little place. They had one need for love, they had that little hole, and it got filled, and that's it. They're good. Now, if you're the type of person who's fallen in love and it wasn't reciprocated, or fell in love and it fell apart, now you have that space from that one love. What if that happens again? It doubles. What if it happens again? It triples. And so you'll notice this, especially for people who achieved a lot of adoration from people, like even around the world, say like famous people or figures, public figures, Jesus Christ, where the more that space for love is left empty, the more that it grows. And then one day the dam breaks and it's a flood. I hope that makes sense. But this is exactly what I'm getting here, where you have really taken this in stride. I think it's definitely been painful for you, but I think you've reached an incredible level of enlightenment here. I also think that God is very protective over you, and so he knows that just because someone is coming in a loving vibration doesn't necessarily mean that it's a positive or a genuine vibration. And I think that you've understood this. But I think people fall in love with you because you kind of have an energetic vortex around you. I think people have always fallen in love with you for general reasons as well too. I think you're very attractive. I think you have good boundaries. I think you're very intelligent. You have great leadership skills. You're very fun to be around. You're very successful. There is a certain level of lightheartedness to you, especially when people get close to you. But I think you've been very protected, and I think you've also been focusing on other things. I also think God has wanted you to focus on other things, and now it's time for that love to come in. So don't be surprised if all of the aspects about you that have always existed start to elicit a lot of love here. Get some more, please. Yeah, 5 of Swords to the 3 of Cups. Get ready. I think you've had to take a lot of swords in the past when it comes to love, but that's changing here. There's definitely been something that's happened here in the past. Page of Cups, 2 of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. I think for some of you, even maybe you've been a little closed off to love energetically, whether you realize it or not, and that's okay. But if you want to change, and even if you don't know how to change, you can ask God to help you. God, can you help me be more open to love? God, can you help me to be able to receive love? If you don't know how to go about it, just ask him. Wow, Ace of Swords, beautiful, and he'll help you. I think you have a lot of qualities that people really admire and do fall in love with, but there's a sense here of people not knowing how to, I don't know, there's something about your energy that I feel like people could be maybe a little bit intimidated by. I think it served you really, really well in your life, but I think you've had a lot of life experiences that have caused you to be very protective over yourself, which is not a bad thing. But I think you've reached a spiritual level where you can now let in good quality love connections. And so you can even ask God, protect me from whoever I need to be protected from. But if there's someone who you would like for me to have in my life, someone who will love me, someone that will respect me, allow me to be in an energy to let them in so that we can love each other. Because I feel like that's what's coming in for you. And I think for a lot of you too, I'll be honest, I think you want a romantic connection, but I think you also want love in other ways, because there's not just romantic love. There can be love in your career. There can be love in your ambitions. There can be love from an audience. There can be love from the people around you, your community. And I feel like that's more so what you would like. And I think that's coming in for you. All right, pile 2. Beautiful. So once again, I think that what you've gone through in your life has helped hone you into this energy of this King of Swords. So someone very intelligent, someone very forthright, someone very fair, but also someone who's very protective. A King of Swords typically might communicate love, but they're not really in the energy of it, and that's okay. I think it's really, really served you well to be in the energy that you've been in. But if you want this 10 of Cups, yeah, and if you want love options too, not just love, but options to choose from, you can ask God to help you with that. If you're like, hey, I love who I am. I love what my circumstances have helped me achieve, but now I would like to be in love. I would like to be in a connection. And just understand too that when you start to ask for that, first God is going to help you transform yourself so that you're in alignment with that, and then it'll come in. So if it takes a little bit of time, if you have to make some adjustments, if you have to work on yourself a little bit, that's okay. God will help you every step of the way. But beautiful energy. I think a lot of people actually do fall in love with you, but they feel like you're kind of off limits. So just ask God to kind of help you fall a little bit more into alignment with what you want. And I think a lot more of that love will be able to come in. But beautiful energy. That's what I have for you, pile 2. So I do hope this resonated for you. I hope this was helpful. You can feel free to watch one of the other piles if you would like. You can watch one of my other videos, or you can book a personal reading with me. But thank you so much, pile 2. And until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, pile 3. So if you chose a third pile, then this is your reading on why do people fall in love with you. Now, if this pile resonates with you, definitely check out pile 2, because I'm getting a bit of a similar energy, but this might be an earlier stage of that energy. Pile 2 might be what you have to look forward to, and pile 3 honestly is kind of giving me a little bit of a continuation of that as well. So if you really resonate with this, you can watch piles 2 and then 1, and that's what you have to look forward to. But pile 3, I think that there's been some hardships. There's definitely been some hardships here. And I think that we've talked a lot about energy in today's reading. So when it comes to love, when you can lose love or sacrifice love with a genuine heart, knowing that better will come in, better will come in. And there's a sense here of you having a big, big capacity for love, a big space in your heart for love, and it will be filled here. But right away, why do people fall in love with you? There's something very gentle and very open. I think you've been really opened by your experiences in love here. With the Page of Wands, I get the sense that you're quite attractive here. People notice you. You definitely stand out here. I think you're very talented. I think you're very warm. I think for a lot of you, you've also, through circumstances of life, taken some time to really get to know yourself. There's definitely a mysteriousness here to you, though. You definitely do have very good boundaries. I think you're a highly intelligent person, which I actually think could intimidate some people. With the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, whether you know it or not, I think a lot of people actually feel quite heartbroken over you. A lot of people fall in love with you and never say anything. Like, a lot of people fall in love with you and never get the courage to approach you here. I feel like we should definitely get some more. The Three of Cups, though. But I feel like that's changing. And I've been getting a lot of that energy, especially with the most recent readings, as I think a lot of big cycles are ending for a lot of us here. Yeah, Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups, yeah. It's like there's a lot of people who do... Oh, interesting. So there's a lot of people who do really desire you here. And it's like, as they're getting ready to say something or do something, people get really, really caught up in their heads here. I honestly feel like there's a bit of an energetic blockage here. Okay, I got this intuitively. For some of you, ask God to break any curses over your life. Because it's a feeling that I felt before. I experienced this. I don't talk too much about my own spiritual journey, but years ago, I did encounter someone who was into spiritual practices like magic and spell work, and they actually did put a curse on me years ago. It's been years since I've had this curse on me. God released me from it. I didn't have to do any counter spell work. I just asked God to do it and he broke it for me. Took a little bit of time, but it's been years since I've been subjected to that. But I'm getting that some of you actually literally could have a curse over you. This could be a generational curse. This could be a curse from a past ancestor. This could have been a curse that someone put on you. For some of you, I'll be honest, you may have spoken a curse over your life. So for instance, if you ever said something like, I'll never find love or anything like that, you kind of put a curse. Don't say stuff like that. Don't ever say stuff like that. Say what you want in your life. I will find love. I will be happy. I will have a beautiful, happy, faithful, loving marriage, and you will have that. Yeah, I'll be honest, some of you accidentally spoke something over your life, and it's okay. Just ask God to clear it out for you and start speaking about what you actually want here. Because now all of a sudden, look, yeah, it's sort of been a self-sustaining belief here. Someone also could have been speaking this over your life, so ask God to kind of protect you. I think this is definitely more of an advice pile here, because if you're wondering, like, why has all this happened to me? You really need God to cleanse your energy here. Just ask him and he'll do it for you, especially if you persistently ask as well too. Yeah, it's gonna change. There's gonna be a big change here. Yeah, what has been going on here? Oh. Now, I don't know if you've broken some hearts in the past. I just got an intuitive hit that ooh. Okay, and I think that's what I'm getting with this Page of Wands here to the Page of Swords. Now, whether you know this or not, Pile 3 and the Nine of Cups, I actually think you're very attractive to people. And I actually think that there are people who've fallen in love with you. Didn't say anything, but there were people who loved or liked them, knew that they liked you, and these people have been sending you a lot of evil eye. So definitely just ask God for protection at this time. I definitely feel like there's going to be a big transformation for you here. Also, just know that it happens to a lot of us. This was a very similar situation that I was in a few years ago, and it's okay. Just ask God and he'll clear this right out for you. But it's a very familiar energy, but I'm really, really happy to be able to tell you what it's like to be on the other side of this. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles here. It's like you have a lot of loving relationships and loving connections that are kind of waiting in the wings for you to be able to clear out this energy. And the only one who can do it for you is God. You know, I never recommend any like spell work or cleansing services or anything like that. You can try them. Everyone has free will. But that's the advice I'll always give. And of course, you know, you can burn sage and you can manifest. Definitely pray. But when people ask, you know, how did you get out of this energy? God. I just asked him and he helped me. So let's see here. Yeah, Eight of Cups in reverse. Wow, the Magician. And the Fool. I'll be honest, for some of you, with the Eight of Cups in reverse, you have an ex who has been... If you have an ex that's into spiritual practices, they've straight up been trying to do some blockages. If not, they've just been thinking... I heard thinking long and hard about you never finding someone else. And this energy has been influencing your life here. Wow, the Hanged Man. Yeah, wow. But God will be able to clear this out for you. The Lovers. King of Cups. The Tower. Exactly. Wow. I feel like this is a message specifically to someone who may be going through this energetic blockage at this time. build your relationship with God and ask him to help you out of this energy and help you through this energy. Because it's like every time a potential love or a love offer starts to come in, this blockage energy kind of wrecks it. Now don't worry about it, because the person that's for you, I don't even feel like you even met them yet. So I feel like anything that it hasn't worked out with someone, I feel like God has strategically allowed these people to come in because he knows that they're not the long-term ones for you. Ooh, okay, I also just got to, God knows that you're going to come to him eventually, and I think that's why all this is happening. So definitely start to build that relationship, because you will have that love as well. And keep in mind, as we talk about building relationships and getting into alignment with finding a good partner, when you really start to get into alignment with that, there is also positive change that needs to happen in the self. You know, taking good care of yourself, loving yourself, raising your vibration, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind. So there will be a period of time of transformation here. I think you're kind of at the beginning step, which is clearing your energy, getting into a new vibration and walking with God. And then you'll have your point of time where you'll be transforming, and then you'll have your time of reaping your rewards, getting those positive relationships, getting on the positive track in life. I know this is kind of becoming a bit of a monologue about the straight and narrow, and you definitely don't have to be perfect, but I do feel like all of the piles today have had a really, really strong inclination towards the divine, because I think this is what's going to clear this out. Because if this is really resonating for you, pile 3, you have some sort of dark energy attached to love in your life and your love life. It's really strongly here. But I can only tell you what's worked for me. And what worked for me for clearing out negative energy like this is God. But I feel like there's a lot of love kind of waiting in the wings for when you've cleared this out. But if you've been watching this, I definitely feel like you were like, do people love me? Like, they do. It's just that there's like a big wall here, an energetic wall that needs to be knocked down. Okay, final cards for pile 3. Yeah, Emperor. 6 of Cups. Judgment and 6 of Cups. Yeah. Also, don't be surprised when you do have this transformation. There will be people from your past who want to return. Don't be surprised by that at all. Wow. The World. This is going to be the start of a brand new cycle for you. So if you've been wanting love, if you've been wanting romantic connections, if you've been wanting luck in love, it will come in for you. But I feel like right now it's just kind of like, okay, let's make this big change so that we can get you on the right track here. We can clear out this energy. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor. And I have to be honest, you know, I absolutely love my audience. I love all of you who come here to these readings. I'm so happy to hear how things work out for you and how your journeys are going. Once in a blue moon, I will occasionally get someone who doesn't like that I talk about God, but that's what this channel is. That's what this channel is all about. And I apologize, but there are so many readers out there that might be more in alignment with you. But if you want this energy in my readings, if you want the energy in my readings, that's the one requirement, is having a relationship with God. If you want to be able to claim this energy, have a relationship with God, have a relationship with his one son, Jesus Christ. That's it. And the rest of it can come, you know, with being in a positive vibration, being a loving person, having faith, having optimism here. But there's a sense here, if you're watching this and you relate and you're like, okay, how do I get to a loving energy? How do I get to a place where I can relieve myself of this toxicity around me so that love can come in? God. That's it. But I'm so happy because I think most of you have already come to that conclusion. Also, and I reiterated this in another pile as well, but don't ever think that I'm the gateway to a relationship with God at all. I'm just one of his many messengers. But start to develop that relationship yourself. You can talk to him at any time. And after a while, you'll be able to understand when he talks back. But beautiful energy. And so I feel like this is more so a bit of an instruction onto how to let the dam open, so to say. Because I feel like there's a lot of built up love and a lot of built up positivity that you feel like hasn't really come into your life yet. And it's waiting for you. It's going to come in, but I think it's going to take like an energetic clearing, and you don't need to do a bunch of different things. It's not going to be a difficult or arduous process. It's a pretty easy process. It takes, for me, for instance, when I was clearing out some of the negative energy around me that was put on my life, it took a couple months. But now I'm firmly on the other side of it. And that doesn't mean that I don't occasionally have challenges, but the amount of love and warmth and kindness that has come into my life is like night and day. And all I did was develop a relationship with God and ask him to change my life in that way. And having faith during that period of time where it took a couple months to really get to the other side, just knowing that I was going to get to the other side. And here I am. So thank you, pile 3. I definitely feel like a lot of people find you very, very attractive, but I think that that has almost caused some negative energy from people who are looking upon you. With this once again, but they have the Ace of Wands, the Emperor, the King of Cups, the Lovers, the Nine of Cups. A lot of people find you very attractive, but I think that that's caused honestly a lot of envy, that's caused a lot of negative energy, and even some people who feel like they have kind of like ownership over you, maybe some exes, and I think it's all just kind of created a bit of a bubble of energy. And so just ask God to burst that negative bubble, and all the good energy is going to come in for you. But that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope that was helpful. This was a little bit more instructive than anything else. But if you feel like you're already on the other side of that negative energy, you can definitely watch one of the other piles. But if you really resonated with this, I highly recommend it. It worked for me, and I'm sure it'll work for you. But that's what I have for you, pile 3. So I do hope that was helpful. You can feel free to watch one of my other videos as well, or you can book a personal reading with me. But thank you so much, everyone. Once again, I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed rest of your day. I feel so energized after doing today's readings. It's really nice. That's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed these, and until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you.